housing market in Greenville, North Carolina, October 2022.
Is it the time to buy? But first, let's hit it. Hi, this is Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time in our channel and our podcast, please subscribe and get notified.
Honestly, get called to text and all the time at 252-327-3357. So don't be shy. We absolutely love talking to you. So let's talk about it, because my husband and I were just having this fun debate on, is now a time to buy or should we be waiting till the market crashes? So that was kind of what we were discussing when we were looking at these numbers.
And then stay tuned with our podcast and YouTube to basically get updates.
And get our answers, looking at the facts.
Yes, basically we wanted to do some fact about that, what happened with the sales price, what is the inventory, current inventory is, what do you think for the buyers and seller would be the market.
Okay, so let's talk about active listings, pending listings, and sold. What does a pending listing mean? Because I get these calls every single day. I had to explain it quite a few times.
Yeah, pending listing basically is those houses that went under the contract.
Right. So that means that they are in negotiation. Banks typically take 30 days to close, can be longer. And so these are already gone, sold. They just haven't made it to the sold pile. What is sold?
Sold is those that they already closed and basically they transfer the deed to the next owner.
And then what are active listings and why should buyers be focused on active?
Therefore, we need to basically talk about inventory, no?
Right. Active listings, just what is it? Now these are listings that are actually for sale. So this is where if you're a buyer, you're looking at active listings more than anything else. So
and that's what you see in the current market.
Right. So how many active listings in this September?
Therefore, in September for Greenville, we had 143 homes in the market as an active listing, and 94 also homes that were under the contract. This gives us the inventory in the month of the basically September.
And then also how many sold?
And we had 93 homes sold in this month.
Okay, so last month, just to give you comparisons, it was 155, this month 143. Last month 115, now it was 94. And sold was 116 last month, now it's 93. So you can see there's been some changes, buyers. And just to give you more comparison from last year, September 2021, it was what?
Basically, we had 168 homes sold and we had decline of almost 15% from the last year, the number of the active listing. Therefore, basically, we had less inventory, let's speak to the last year.
We still have less inventory. What about pending?
On pending, basically, we had 139 homes that is under the contract. And if you compare the number this year with the last year, basically, we have, again, 32.4% decrease.
Which is a very significant decrease for buyers going under contract. And what about that sold ratio?
And the sold ratio, the sold houses was 147 last year. And if you look at the year over year from this year to last year, we had 36.7% decrease.
Okay, so basically, let's sum this up. This means that there is less inventory for sale, but there's also about a third less sold or pending than last year as well. So that means that there's less inventory and less deals happening by a third from last year. So let's just look at days on the market, because this also gives us some clues on what is happening with the market.
Yeah, that tells us basically how much market is fast or slow. This year in September 2022 that we have the data, the median home basically average on the market was 14 days.
Okay, and what about last month?
And last month was 11 days, therefore definitely got it slower.
And what about compared to last year?
And respect to last year, we had 17.65% decrease respect to the last year. And that means that what? Basically got slower.
Really? It got slower since last year?
Or
for last month?
From last month.
But from last year, it got slower.
Yes.
It got faster. Yes. It got faster. Sorry. Because last year was 17 days on the market. This year is 14 days on the market.
Yes.
Now, so this means you have less competition out there, but it is still competition out there. So it has not disappeared and fallen off a cliff. So let's just talk about prices, because I know sellers care about those prices. What was the list price in September?
Therefore, list price in the September was $310,490, and this is the median sales price, list price. This is the what the owners wish for, not that it's gonna be selling. And for the selling price, actually this number is much more lower. We're looking at $249,500.
Okay, and then just to compare last month, there is a decrease in both of these as well, because last month it was $312,490 for the list price, and the sold price was $255,000, which was higher, both numbers. But if you pull back more macro to last year, what were the numbers last year?
The last year, the list price was $274,900, and the sales price was $220,000.
So what are my percentages?
Which, if you compare it, basically we had 12.95% increase for the list price and 13.41% increase for the sales price.
So if you're a seller, you're paying more attention to this. You see that the list price went down slightly, about $2,000. $2,000, right? So list price went down about $2,000. So that means expectations have been tempered, because we understand that sellers understand that there are slightly less buyers out there. Also, the sales price actually went down, didn't go down the $2,000. The sales price went down from last month about $6,000. So you can see that there are deals happening now that weren't happening before. But if you compare it to last year, these are still higher than normal prices, or higher than what they were prices. So we see overall year-over-year appreciation, but we are seeing month-to-month differences. And to compare that, what was the price per square foot?
The price per square foot for Greenville was $162 for the Greenville. Which is up 1.3%.
So you can still see at the macro level, we are still seeing price per square foot went up year from month to month. Price reduction was actually 25 last month, which is a 8.7% increase. But some of these homes that don't really look pretty, obviously they don't get the same number that they should, and ultimately these are where the price reductions come in. So what about that sold to list ratio?
Therefore, we had decline of also sold to listed ratio 70%.
And we also see, what about the off market, which we said in other videos, off market, it doesn't necessarily mean these houses sold off market. It means that people might just be looking up their homes and how much the homes are worth. And how did that drop off?
And that decreased 18%.
So it also decreased. So is it a good time to buy? The answer is, it's good time to buy if you want to buy. And honestly, I think it's a good time to buy. But I mean, who am I to say? Why do I think it's a good time to buy? Because you have less competition out there. Competition is going to come back. The interest rates are eventually going to go down because they can't stay up as high as they're going. And you can be in a better position to fix it later, but get into a house now to where you are starting to get appreciation. People talk about the stock market crash of 2008, but that is not where we are. We are... Last time they had bad actors and people giving loans that shouldn't have gotten loans because banks were acting greedy. Now we have the government coming in and stopping people, stopping millennials, stopping Gen Z from buying homes that they want to buy otherwise. So we have a very different what's happening. So we have very different answers to what's going on there. Now, if you're a seller, is it a good time to sell? The answer is yes. Why is it a good time to sell? Do you want me to talk, or you want to throw it out?
Yeah, just talk. And the only thing that I want to mention for seller, as the number that actually we say it, means that you need to be very careful about the listing price of your home, because the market is changing and less buyers in the market. Therefore, if you don't price it correctly, even according to the National Association of Realtors, the report that they released 2 weeks ago, that's really impact on your home stay on the market much more longer, and you might not get the top dollar that you want.
Which brings me to what I was going to say. It means that you cannot just put the house on the market and expect trash that should have been fixed on your end to sell. It now means a seller... Good homes will sell no matter what the market is. And if your home looks presentable, is presentable, people want it. They want it when they want it. And if it's the good house on the market that weekend, it's going to sell. If it looks old and dated, this is where you're going to sit on the market longer, because people don't like stains and walking into a lot of work. So, I mean, I would absolutely recommend staging your house, stage it well. And if you have any questions on that, we have lots of tips on that. So please contact us.
Thank you for listening to our podcast and seeing our video on YouTube channel. Talk to you soon. Till next video.